something about the way you stare.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing? It's a beautiful morning today. Well, by now it should be afternoon. And I am home today because sadly my hands have been swelling on the inside for the past 3 days. So I'm going to be going to a doctor's appointment today. Later on. These are my favorite, y'all. The San Pellegrinos, specifically, not even these ones, the lemon ones are my favorite, and I like the orange ones. But these are like so freaking hard to find, and they're expensive, but they're really good. So y'all will see me periodically sipping on my juice. So today's video is something I like to call millennial grandmothers. Y'all know how y'all got like millennials. You know, there's millennial parents and this whole, stereotype about, millennial parents not really, excuse my shirt, I gotta earn this, y'all. Millennial parents not really being able to like it's this thing now that if you're young and you're a mom or you're young and you're a father, that you don't know how to raise your kids, and these older people want to tell you what to do, and they want to tell you how you should discipline your child, how you should treat your child, how you, blah, 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 blah. They want to basically step on your toes when it comes to parenting. So there is a such thing as millennial parenting, right? So just like there's a such thing as millennial parenting, we gonna talk about millennial grandparenting, okay? I'm gonna see if I can find that video that lady, there was a video that went viral. And in this video, I'm gonna see if I can insert it. In this video, there is a grandmother, and she tells her daughter, y'all know I'm not really entitled to watch y'all kids. I gotta like too, yada, yada, yada. And I get that. I understand that, you young, you in your mind, whether or not you young for real, it's all a state of mind because you're only as old as you feel. But I get it, I raised you. I ain't supposed to be here to raise your child. I get it. There is a such thing as millennial parents, and there's a such thing as millennial grandparents. And let's get into that. Millennial grandparents, in my eyes, are grandparents who still think they're young, or who in a sense kind of are young compared to most grandmas being in their 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. And they still young and they still want to have fun. Here's the thing with that. Your grandkids do want your time. If you're the type of grandmother that still thinks you young, still out here in these streets, still doing what you want to do, and you still don't take time out for your grandkids who came from your kids, that's where I have an issue at. They always want to tell us young people how to be, but they was never that for us. I know I'm knocking on somebody's door. You want to be out here in these streets now that I'm grown. But where was you when I was a child? And now I have a child. And I don't mean to be nasty, but I have to speak on these things because I constantly see them and have to endure them. And I'm going to speak from a perspective that I know a lot of young moms or a lot of young people, something I've noticed that millennial parents have to go through is you want to bash us and shame us and tell us that we don't know what we're doing because we're young, but you never gave us the precedent, the standard, the guidebook, the example on how to raise our children. And yet you in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you still out here like you my age. And now that time that you didn't spend with me, you don't even want to spend it with your grandkids. I don't understand that. And that is why I'm calling them millennial grandparents. These millennial grandparents, these grandparents that still think they're young and still hot to trot, want to be out here in the streets. I ain't saying you got to knit me a sweater. I ain't saying you got to take my kids every weekend. I'm just saying a little bit of time goes a long way. You are like history for them. You are walking history. You're my mom. You're my dad. And so therefore, they're going to want to ask you things about how I was growing up, or share funny stories with you, or learn about your life and what goes on, what went on in your life before you got to this point. They want to know all of those things. They want to pick your brain for information, but you ain't never available. You ain't never around. You don't never spend time with them. So they don't really know you. And I feel like, and I noticed this with a lot of grandmothers, and I'm not just talking about grandmothers in their 40s. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about grandmothers that's even older than that. That's at least, 16 years older than that. They are off the chain. If you have great grandkids, you really shouldn't be out here, acting like you 20. Seriously, because at that point in your life, you too old to be out here in hot mama shorts, halter tops, in clubs. Y'all can say what y'all want. I know you only as old as you feel, but even the Bible talks about mature women are supposed to teach younger women how to be. And so therefore, if you are a mature woman, that's your role. You're not supposed to teach me how not to be. You're supposed to teach me how to be a good wife, how to be a good mother. But you have to set that precedent and that standard for us in order to be able to knock us, in order to be able to tell us we doing something wrong. And that's the problem I'm starting to have. I want y'all to let me know in the comments. Just say, me too. Just put me too in the comments. If that's something that you also deal with, if you are a parent or you grew up in the household and you seeing that now. You got parents, you got a mama who still want to be young. You got a daddy who still want to be young. There's nothing wrong with wanting youth, but I feel like in this society we live in, older people want youth more than they want water, more than they want, to be able to walk. Like they want that most of all because it just reminds them of their heydays. And at the end of the day, youth does not last always. It does not last long. And, eventually we all do get older. But the problem I'm having is that a lot of people crave that youthfulness. They just want to be young so bad. I don't understand that. I know some people, those are like the best times of their lives, but please don't get caught up and try to go backwards, try to go forward. And a lot of these millennial parents, the reason why they aren't raising their kids right, or the reason why they can't really connect with their children is because their parents, who have become millennial grandparents now, right? Because they was millennial parents and they had you, most of them. And now they're millennial grandparents because now they still don't want to let go of what happened when they was younger, before they had you and when they had you. They still don't want to let go of that. You got 60-year-olds in clubs dressing like 20-year-olds. Seriously, I've seen these things with my own two eyes. You got 60-year-olds saying, well, I got to have a life too. You never gave the life to me. You didn't have a life because you gave birth to me. I didn't ask to be here. And second of all, you already lived your life, honey. You lived your life. You did what you wanted to do. It's time for you to now consider your grandkids and now consider repairing the relationship with me, the broken one, And I just feel like a lot of people, they don't want to take accountability. They don't want to be held responsible. And then, like most people, I got grown. I'm a grown up now. And a lot of people's kids are not grown. So now they feel like their duty is over. No, you are still supposed to teach your child how to be a wife, how to be a good mom, all of those things. Even if you weren't the best mom, you could still train your child to be. You know what I'm saying? Because there's really no rule book to it. So prior knowledge from people that you've seen raise kids and stuff like that. Even if you don't really have the best relationship with your kids, time is always of the essence. And the time is now. You can always, it's never too late to repair those relationships with your children. And this whole 60s and 70s and 50s and 40-year-old grandmas, almost 50, whatever. Like at a certain point, you got to hang it up, flat screen. You got to, because it's not healthy for your grandkids to see you like that. It's not healthy for your kids to see you like that. And I'm not saying you got to wear tracksuits with your name imprinted on them or walk around, I'm saying you can look nice, but you need to look age appropriate. They make plenty of clothes out. You can't tell me some of that stuff is ugly for older people. I don't like it myself. But there is so many designers who are designing things that will fit you, that are for your age group, that are nice, that will make you look elegant and not old. And, will put a little bit of youth back into you. but you don't have to be shopping at Forever 21. Let me make that clear. What I mean by that is, and y'all know what I mean, don't try to twist my words, you don't have to continue to try to look young. Okay? First of all, if you take care of your body, you don't drink and smoke, you will look young. Because that's where the fountain of youth really is. All y'all be drinking and smoking when y'all was younger, and that's why you look old now. And some of y'all young and look old now. So I digress on that one. But I just think that it's just it's a state of mind. Like, a lot of people just crave youth. They want to be young. Oh, yeah, like that Benjamin Button disease. They just want that so bad. They want to age backwards. I get it. That's why they make all these aging serums and stuff. I get it. But when it comes to you being the start, and then I'm after you, and then my kids come after me, I need a president. I need a standard. I need a guideline as to how I'm supposed to be to my kids from you. And when my kids turn around and they see me and I'm in my late, my 20s, and you in your 60s, and you still out here, I hate to say this, but you out here on these street corners and you doing what you want to do, and you thinking that that's cute. It's not cute. Baby, it's not cute. I'm here to say it. It's not cute. It's not cute. Nothing about what you're doing is cute. It's very inappropriate for your age. It's very inappropriate. It's inappropriate for, at this age, for you to still be out here sleeping around with people. Because at that age, maturity is supposed to set in. You're a little seasoned at this point. You kind of should know better. And then that's the example that you're setting for your now grandkids. So now, not only do I have to tell them that this is wrong, not to do it because that's something that I did, but it's wrong because it's something that you did. It's just crazy. Your grandkids don't need to see that. They need to have something to respect. I love my grandmother so much because they worked hard and they provided, and they didn't set examples of promiscuity and stuff like that. And they up in age now, and they not out here trying to look like they young. They not out here trying to be in no clubs with me. I don't go to clubs, by the way. But they not trying to be out here in no bars with me. I don't go to bars, by the way. They not trying to do none of that. Like, the most I want to do with my grandparents is travel and be a part of something and go, be at places. And I just love to have dinner with them and just talk to them and just pick their brains about. They tell me I learn something new every day from them. But I'm going to tell you one thing about my grandmothers. They're not going to be dressing like me. They're not going to try to be wearing revealing stuff at their age. They not out here in these streets. They not doing none of that. They are at home. And when I call them and I need advice, they give me advice. They have taught me how to be a woman, taught me how to be a mom, taught me how to be a wife, one of them. And taught me to get my education, taught me to value that and to teach my kids those things. They are doing what the Bible says to teach me. They're doing that. So I have an issue with these millennial grandparents who are doing the opposite. Who raised you? And like I said, it don't matter even if you didn't learn from a woman. There's so much information out here. There's so many classes you can take. There's so many different routes and people of wisdom that can instill that in you. Even at such a late time in the game, it's just no excuse for you to be out here with your butt out and stuff. And you are a mature woman. It's a certain way that we need to start carrying ourselves, women in general. And I feel like these older women, they worse than us. They worse than the younger ones. Y'all can't talk about us being millennials because y'all are worse than us. Excuse me, y'all. You have literally shown that age don't mean nothing. Because foolery comes in all ages. And I'm just disgusted with it. I'm disgusted with it because at this point, it's like, there's nobody holding you accountable for your actions. I rarely hear people speaking on that. Like, about these older women who just want to be young so bad. They go get plastic surgery. Oh, man. Plastic surgery, Botox, ridiculous. And then they just out here in Daisy Dukes and this, that, and the third. And the first thing somebody gonna say, well, if you got it, flaunt it. Everything don't need to be seen. And when you are a woman of a certain caliber, a certain age group, you do need to dress more appropriately. You are not 20 and 30. And if you are close to 50, you definitely need to start considering your life situations, your life, circumstances, because that's not appropriate. It's not. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate at all. I'm disgusted with it. And I'm going to talk to y'all today about that because it's something that's been bothering me. I have to deal with people all day who think that they still young. It's okay to be age appropriate. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even like it when young women show all that skin because I feel like it's disrespectful to your body, to you. You defiling yourself. All you have to do is cover up. I ain't saying dress like a nun. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying have a skirt all the way down to your ankles. What I'm saying is, if the shorts look like underwear, you don't need to put them on and come outside. That's period. I don't care if they're bicycle shirts. I don't care if they was made from polyester, cotton, or linen. They don't need to be on you if they're too short. Halter tops, all of that stuff. Listen, I have been through these phases. I have worn this stuff, so I know and I can speak on it. But it's a time where you make a mistake and you learn from the mistakes. And a lot of these millennial grandparents now, they ain't learned from the mistakes they made when they was younger. So they still making them now. And I feel like that needed to be talked about. All right, guys, this is the end of this video. If you like what I'm putting out, please subscribe, y'all. Please. Because I don't got time for that. Okay, ain't nobody got time for that. Go ahead and subscribe and like this channel, please. And like this video, please. And turn on your notifications. I'm trying to post more. I'm trying to interact with y'all more because y'all my family. And I love y'all. Peace.